Hello, Assalamu alaikum guys. How are you? Last time we talked about how the variables are the Lego bricks in the world of Python. Today we are going to dive deep in the red block of our Python world called string variable. We are going to know how do we paint it, make a structure out of it, and integrate it to make beautiful complex string forms. So are you with me? Let's go. So what how do we define or start a string in a Python environment? There are three ways you can do so. First of all, you can have a single quote like this around the word you want to make a string out of it, or you can have a double quote around it, or if you are feeling very fancy and you also want to add the spaces and line breaks in that same string, you have to wrap it around three quotes. That these quotes can either be single or double. Either way will work perfectly. So this is the three ways in which you can initialize or start a string in your Python environment. We can practice what we learned about initializing these strings. Let's go. So for example, I want to make a variable my name. How can I do so? I will wrap it around a single quote. Or I can do so in the double quotes too, like this. Or if I am feeling fancy, the names of my family, I can write 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So in this way, I can have the spaces and line breaks also added in this format of string. Now let's see how it works with the method we had learned in the previous class. What was that? Print. Print my name. Let's give this another name. Now print Hussein. Print my brother name. I did. And now for the final version. Print my siblings, the name of my family. And here we have, oh, same problem, we hadn't saved it. See, we have the line breaks too in that. Now coming to the theory again, we would like to learn that the Python has evolved in terms of how do we format a string. This thing, now formatting means that you add some variables, not hard-coded characters, but variables in a string. If you change those variables, the string and its values will also change dynamically. That is called string formatting. So before we had the old school methods to do so, and it all evolved gradually into a format classic method. But now that method has become much easier, and you can, with fstrings modern method, format your strings in a much easier way. So let's dive into that. For example, my name is equal to Hussein. My brother name is equal to Tahir. And my surname is equal to Isi. Now if I want to gather them in a string, these are variables, string variables. Now, for example, I want to print them. I can do so like that. If I was 10 years ago, I would do it like this. Let's try out. Does it work or not? Oops. So the Asian method was that you have to type in the string these percentage signs, uh, gather it with some alphabet, random alphabet, and after you have completed it, you again write the percentage sign and then list down in the circle brackets all of the variables in the order you want them to be printed inside the string. That's how you would do it in past. Now it's also possible, but people don't prefer it like this. Another method was that you would replace these with curly brackets, empty curly brackets. And instead of this percentage sign, you would write format. And that would do exactly. A difference to remember is that in this method, you wouldn't need to place a dot before this percentage sign. But in the new method, before the format word, before you start to use the format method, you have to give a dot operator. This is called a dot operator. Now, the easiest way around now is you don't need to use this thing. Just erase it. Only replace this long format with a single alphabet, F, round here. And directly in these empty curly braces, you can write the name of the variables, the string variables. Remember, variables means the things you can change afterwards. This you can't change, but if you have saved the values in the variable, you can change it afterwards as you wish, and the string will change accordingly. That's why it's much better to use like this. Here we have the string formatted in a beautiful plus easy and facilitative way. It's so readable, so understandable in the first glance. You can see that. So the Python language, as more and more it becomes modern, it becomes easier. So we can conclude in this milestone of our journey that we can make a whole lot of work with strings. We can format it accordingly as we wish, dynamically. We can insert the values of variables in our print format, and this strategy of formatting your variables in a string is getting easier and easier as the Python is evolving towards its modern form. Thank you very much. See you next time, and the next class we will study something about comments and the core of Python language called Python Zen. Thank you very much.